let me try. All right, so I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so do you have any particular questions right now? Okay, being the APA stickler and grammar stickler, I'm probably going to recommend that you go to Grammarly. If there are any problems with your writing, I'm going to ask you to put your documents in Grammarly. Grammarly is free to you as a student, and it's a great resource. I think some of you tried it already. And then the other thing is the APA, you should have the 7th edition of APA. Purdue OWL is really good too. So if you just want to go on Purdue OWL APA 7th edition, it'll help you find quickly your resources.
You say Purdue OWL, what was that?
Purdue, P-U-R-D-U-E,
okay.
like the chicken and the university.
Okay.
Probably more famous for the chicken now, right?
Yeah,
Purdue
thank you.
OWL. And they have if you have another class that I think at St. Leo, we only use APA, but you may have another course somewhere where you need MLA or another format, and they're all there. So it's really a quick way to look something up. And so sometimes I think I'm teaching English because I have to be so picky about that. But let me tell you, you master it in this class, you're going to be great for the rest of the classes that you're going to need. You're going to need APA knowledge for the rest of your MBA program. And let me congratulate all of you for deciding to get an MBA, because it will change your life. I know it's a lot of work. I know you have so many other things going on. But let me tell you, there's no better time in your life than now for you to do this. A lot of times people will come to me during the term, oh, I need to wait another year. No, life does not get easier. It gets more and more complicated. So get it done, and it's going to be of value to you for the rest of your life. So when you think, I'm going to miss something of your children's, just remember you're investing in their future, because you're going to be a better provider, and you're going to be able to help them better with their work in the future. And I'm sure all your children and family members are proud of you for what you're doing now. So congratulations. Let me go to the syllabus. I need to pull it up. Oh, you know what? I'll pull up the website, so you guys can tell me if you have any questions on the website. I should have already done this. So while it's pulling up, you want to ask any questions?
Is there any how-to videos on? I mean, I've ran into a ton of videos online to help you with, like, how do you do discussion points? Does St. Leo's have a how to use our website video by chance?
You know, I don't know. I can look and I can ask the dean. I haven't seen one. Mine's, by trial and error, like I do everything, it seems. So, all right, I'm almost in, but I can ask.
Thank you.
And so when I find out answers like that, that's asked on a Zoom question, I post them on the news items. So video on website. Okay.
A question. All of the assignments that will be due, they will be under the module as well as on the calendar as well?
Well, I think I got everything on the calendar. The module would be the first place. The calendar is kind of like there to remind you. To remind you, oh, it's supposed to really nag you.
Yeah, under content, I know that the assignments are under the content and on the module for the week, but they're going to be on the calendar for that week as well for each week?
Well, so they're supposed to be. I think I got everything, but if I missed something, I'm sorry. But I went through the syllabus and all the modules to see what was needed what week. But just so you know, that is something I had to do. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's perfect. Okay. All right, so you're here on the website. Can everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So up here, here's the resources. Here's where Grammarly is. The calendar should have everything on it, but I did it quickly. But every Thursday you have a discussion due. See, like I forgot here, I forgot to post. Oh, I didn't post that. You just have to know, you have to do the responses by Sunday. And then the article analysis is due this coming Sunday. Wait, is that right? I don't know. No, you have another week,
Next
right?
Sunday. Yeah, next Sunday.
Sorry, well, it's hard when I'm on the road. I don't even know what today is, but and then your midterm is on the 15th, another article analysis, and then your simulation. And I have not opened the simulation. We'll talk about the simulation. I have to have everyone has to purchase it first, and we don't have everybody purchased. Have any of you not purchased it?
The Harvard link.
Yes. Yeah. So as soon as everybody purchases that, I can turn it on. The simulation, well, let me talk about other things, but remind me to talk. When we get to the syllabus, I'll talk about that.
No,
So
but
then,
it didn't ask for paying for it, but I did access. I'm able to access it once I.
oh yeah, it's a $15 charge. So you have to actually purchase when you go in there. And it'll give you a code. You have to register and purchase the simulation.
Yeah, I didn't see where you had to pay for it, but I was able to access it.
Okay.
I tried it.
You can go back in. The link is in the news items. And I think in discussions too. So it's really not a lot of work for this. It might seem like a little overwhelming, but it's not a lot compared to sometimes. As far as the amount of work you have to do, there was more. They took out a couple things, so that's good. You don't have to do a PowerPoint presentation. So under content, it kind of just takes you here where you can see, and then here's your syllabus, but under activities, and then you can just like see down all the modules. Here's the additional resources that some of you have already found. The discussions, if you go to activities, here are your discussions, your assignments, your quizzes. So everything's right here. And under progress, all the rubrics. So if you want to know what I think is important, you can look at the rubrics. And the rubrics are for all the assignments. So if you're wondering what has to be in the article analysis and how I'm going to grade it, look there. Discussions, case, the case study and paper. So at the end of the simulation, you're going to write a paper. So just so you know what I'm looking for, because we'll talk before the midterm, but you have to have references on everything. This is academic writing. And the important thing is that we care about what other people wrote, or other people care about what other people wrote, until you determine that other people said something published somewhere. We don't care about your opinion. So you base everything you write in academic research on what you found other people wrote, and then you can make your comments about that. So it's a different type of writing. You may not have ever done that before. In progress, you also can get to the grade book. I don't have any grades recorded, so I can show you what I see. I'm not sure what you guys see. Probably just see all the stuff listed. So I have, as soon as something's finished, I'll record your grade for you. You can always check that, but keep in mind, some people think they're doing great, but they haven't turned in half the stuff. So it's not really helpful because they, I don't assign zeros till later, but if you haven't finished your discussion by Monday I go in and do the discussions, then it's a 0. And you're going to have to appeal to me if you want me to reconsider. And then if things aren't turned in, I give you a 0. Just let me know if you need more time. I know that you have a lot of stuff going on, so we can talk about that. And then to do the syllabus. Oh, yeah, if you go up here, you have all the news items. That's where I'll post if anything's going on. What, why did it take me there? I didn't mean to go there. Sorry. So, you know, I've been working with this program, and I know somebody mentioned Blackboard. I was on Blackboard. I was on, like, there's 4 different programs that this university, or I've taught at a couple other universities. You just try to figure out where you need to go. So I wanted to go, under discussions. Hopefully all of you, I don't mean to be rambling. Hopefully all of you introduce yourself, and this is where you purchase, or this is the link to how to purchase the judgment or the simulation. So, and then I want to grab the syllabus real quick. So I want to show you the news items. So the news, if you click on this, you get to the news items. This is where I'm gonna put everything that, as soon as I know something, like, oh, I'll put a picture of us on there from our Zoom meeting. And let me go to content. I don't want to go to the rubrics though. Okay, so let's go over the syllabus. Any questions right now?
You mentioned that we're not doing the PowerPoint presentation. I think I remember seeing it somewhere, either on the syllabus or the other reading about the article analysis on the start here. So we're not doing that?
That's correct.
Okay.
Sorry. I think it still appears in somewhere. And I found last semester, I let the course designer know, and I thought that she probably took it out before now. But so if you see it, there's not a PowerPoint requirement.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
it was, so sorry. If you let me know if you find it, let me know, and I'll let the designer know where it still is.
Okay, I will.
So you have your books. There's 2 books. This M management, by the way, do not refer to the book, refer to the author. So Snell et al. Wrote, and in APA 7th edition, unless it's 2 authors, you have to use et al. Or 1 or 2. So if it's 3 or more authors, they changed all the rules on that. So you just use the first name, the first last names, the first author, Snell et al. But this is, I thought Bateman was the first one. It's Bateman's the first one. I think this is wrong. Anyway, I'll look it up. We used to design our own syllabus, but now the university does it. So I think Bateman's the first one. Anyway.
And this is under what, that's under the
On the syllabus?
syllabus.
I'm on the syllabus now.
This,
So the way you'll be evaluated, 20% for your simulation, 25% for the article analyses, 12.5% for each. And all your discussions are 30%. So you have 8 discussions. So you can kind of calculate out what that would be. And then your midterm and exam are each 12.5 points or percent. Okay, and then is somebody talking? Sometimes there's feedback. Let's see, learning outcomes, course schedule. Okay, so, all right, well, anyway, so then here you have what you're supposed to do with each module. And on the left tab, when you go into the module, it leads you right through everything. So here's a good way to see. This is what I use to figure out the dates on the calendar. So if I forgot something, sorry, but I still do. So use this as your main guide. Any questions on the syllabus? I'll talk about the article analysis. So the article analysis is, there's a good guide for that. So here, the article analysis, so I'm still in the start here. So on the left tab, start here, and here's your syllabus, the addendum, my information if you need to contact me, and then any specific questions you have. But if you text me, you'll get your answer quicker because, like I said, I'm on the road, so I'm not able to get in this all day long, but I have my phone with me all the time. So your article analysis instructions are right here. You can pick any article you want. It's supposed to be a study. So make sure your article is new. You may have seen that every year is different. This year is like none other. So, or no other maybe. Anyway, if you get an article from 20 years ago, that really doesn't have a lot of meaning. Probably from 2 years ago, it doesn't have a lot of meaning, but just find something within the last 5 years. And then, so we like it to be a study someone did. And then make sure that it's something you're interested in. Because if you don't care about it, you're not going to do a very good job. And it just doesn't interest you. What do you care about? Think about that. If you go through the ROL, which is review of literature, and you're going to have a review of literature in some of your classes, but I have an ROL guide that I wrote because my students were having trouble determining what they should write about. So I talk in there about find something you care about, because the other thing is save this. You're going to refer to the article that you use. You're going to refer to it when you write your simulation paper. So think about what you really care about and collect these articles, because as you go through your other courses, you'll have these resources for you to use. So just pick something that you care about in leadership, management, something like that, and then work from there. And the more information you have, the easier it's going to be for you to write the papers. So if it's a paragraph, you're not going to be able to write anything on it. But if it's, a 20-page report, that'd be great, because then you can refer to the tables and refer to the actual study that they did. Does that make sense? So there's advice about how to write it, and, I think it's really good. So that's that. So the activities. So let me talk about the midterm and the final. You're going to have 2 tests, and they're open book, open notes, open everything. I don't care what you're looking at. I just want to know if you can find the answers. But every question has to have 2 references. So make sure you have your text open, and then any other articles. You're not going to know what the questions are. Well, actually, I think as long as you have 1 reference, I think you only get 3 hours to do it. There's 5 questions on each. So as you go through it, just make sure that you have your book closed or any other articles so that you can get those references quickly. Okay. And so go ahead. I'm sorry.
The syllabus that you have up, that's under what tab again?
It's in the start here. This is the article analysis information now, but yeah, the syllabus is in the start here. So on the tab on the left, you have start here. So then you have your syllabus. There's an addendum to it. And then how to contact me. Any questions you have specifically for me, but if you text me, it's quicker. Article analysis instructions, which I just had up, and then the discussion guidelines. So on the discussions for this week, I didn't care if you had any references. A lot of you did, and you did a great job. For the future, you need 2 references on every discussion to get full credit. So like I said, in academic writing, we don't really care about what you think. We care about what others have written, and then your opinion on that. So you need to have references. You can always use the text as one example, and then just find another resource as well. Just every discussion. So that's only 8, well, 7, because the first one doesn't matter because you're using something from your personal experience. So even in this course, when we ask about your personal experience, you need to find something. And a lot of you did that for this week. You found the 4, levels of management or principles of management. A lot of you referenced other management material. So that was great. Great job. So, and what I'll do, I'll redirect you at least once on the discussion. So don't think like, I know some of you were like, I don't know if I wrote enough. So I'll tell you, I'm very blunt because I want you to do well and no one else will tell you. Your mom won't tell you, your spouse won't tell you, your coworkers, your boss, nobody will tell you, but I'll tell you. And it helps you because usually the first impression someone gets of you is what you've written. And if you have an error or something, or you didn't use grammar right, people are like, I don't want to hire that person because I don't want to have to teach them English. Well, at least that's what I thought when I looked at resumes, and I had over 400 employees at one time. So it's just important to make sure you master these techniques. And that's why the discussion is good, because every week you're looking at each other's and you're responding to that. When you reply to someone else's post, you do not need a reference. But when you write your own, you need 2 references. Okay. Let me talk about the simulation real quick. Simulation is really fun. You're going to like it. It puts you in a management position in a company, and you're going to have to answer questions. We'll have, as soon as everybody purchases the simulation, I will let you guys know. We'll have a Zoom meeting and we'll talk about, I'll show you the introductory video and we'll talk about what you need to do. The actual simulation takes less than 2 hours. So you can do it all at once. You can do part of it and do part another day, but it's actually a great experience. And then depending on, you're going to be in different groups. You won't know you're in a group, but you have different questions based on which group you're in. So you don't all have the same experience, but we'll talk about it afterward, how you made decisions. And it really is a great addition to this class. Any questions about the simulation? It's exciting, isn't it? You guys don't look that excited. The library, okay, is everybody familiar with an online library? So if you are not, let me know and I can plan a library session to talk about that. The library, you can get here from here, and I can go through how to do searches with you. Also, the library will do that for you, but it's really, the databases are unbelievable. Let me tell you, when I got my master's degree in 1993, all the different libraries, I even had to drive to Tallahassee to go to Florida State's library. And then by the time, well, in 76, I got my bachelor's, then, there was no internet. And then in 2010, I did everything online when I got my Ph.D. So it's such a great resource. So if you're interested in talking about the library system and how to effectively do searches, just let me know. We'll do a session just on that. So that's what I wanted to talk about. What about you guys? Any questions?
I have 2 questions. For the article analysis, is it written in first person?
Oh, that's a great question. So APA does allow first person. It's not my preference, because when you write in first person, then it kind of makes people think this is your opinion. So what I prefer is write in third person up until the last couple paragraphs, and then you're going to make it real. Then you bring it home. But you don't say I, you say this author, because you're the author, right? This author believes, more supervision's important or whatever you come up with, whatever conclusion you have. I do want to know that. I want to know that at the end of the paper, based on what you found, and then, you know, just bring it home with that, but you don't say I, just say this author, blah, blah, blah. Or
Okay.
they know it's you because you're writing it. So you can also say, based on this, it would be, you know, possibly this would be the best way to go or something.
Okay. Thank you. And then the midterm exam, what format is that in? Are we writing essays or like multiple choice or both?
Another great question. So you're writing, it's short answer. So it would be essay, and usually it's about 3 paragraphs, 1 reference. If you can get 2, that'd be great. But if there are no references, there are points off. You know, I'm very, very picky about those things because, you know, that's what we want to indwell in you, that you always use references, you always use citations. And by the way, if something's on the reference list, it has to be cited in the document. APA is picky about that.
Okay.
So
And
it's just,
oh,
and
sorry.
only 5 questions on each, on the midterm and the exam, final
Okay.
exam.
So 5 questions each. Each has to have 2 references or overall?
Oh no, each question has to have its own reference.
Okay.
So 2 references are required on discussion. If you can do 2 references on the essay questions, that'd be great, but at least have 1.
Okay.
Because you only get 3 hours, which I think 3 hours is a long time. You're probably thinking, oh my God, I have to do it for 3 hours. There's a timer and the timer goes off and then you're done. So, so it's just hard for people to look up a lot of stuff at the time, but just kind of, if you can close yourself in a room with no one around for those 3 hours, it would be to your benefit.
Okay.
So you'll be doing it in the middle of the night.
That's all I had. Thank you.
Oh, good. Okay, anyone else?
I had one question regarding the discussions. Now, I understand the requirements for the our initial input, whatever it is. For the replies, are there also requirements for the replies to cite things or
No.
length, or like, is there something that's supposed to be included, or is it just your opinion of what they wrote?
So the replies do not require a reference or a citation. It would be great if you just get in the habit of doing that. But don't just say, oh, great job. Bring out, you know, something, do something substantial. But keep in mind, common knowledge, and maybe I'll go through those additional resources. Common knowledge is only like what everybody knows. You may be in the insurance industry and you know that 3/4 of the people don't have insurance, whatever. I don't know what statistics are, but that's not common knowledge. That might be common knowledge in the insurance industry, but we want to, if it's common knowledge for the normal person, like the sky is blue, great. But if it's not, just get a reference. So, and you'll see when you look up your studies, there's tons and tons of citations because they want to prove to you that this is right. So you're not making any assumptions. They don't make any assumptions. They just show you that this has been proven, or there's evidence to show a certain, you know, way. So, so if you're going to write in a reply something like, yes, and John Maxwell says blah, 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 then have a reference. So, you know, you might want to just get in the habit of always having a reference. That'd be great. I'm not real picky on the replies, but if you just say, oh, that's great. Yes, I did that too. That's not going to work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do something useful for them, you know. And I apologize for cutting it off on Quincy's discussion topic about our president. I just don't want that emotional. I could teach political science. I'd love to teach political science. I was an elected official for 3 terms, but it's just, this isn't the class. I don't want to get emotionally, anybody to get emotionally distracted. But it was a good, you know, Quincy and Roxar, that was great, but let's not go there again.
Understood.
Okay, anything else? I'll ask
I
you.
was discussing him as a top level manager, his what the resources I had gotten explained his success. He has had some mishaps, but he is now our commander in chief. But I went into I chose Donald Trump as a top level manager based upon his business ventures and companies as well as profits during the past 3 years while running the Oval Office as well.
I can see.
I know that
I
what
can-
she mentioned was about a couple of things he had that I guess, and in those references, it mentions a couple of those businesses that did go under. But for the most part, I was mentioning him being successful
Mhm.
and during his while being in office and being a top level manager. It takes being a multitasker like that and being political as well to be a successful business operator.
Yeah.
At that type of level, I think he's very successful and has been successful as a top level manager, running companies, opening new businesses and other business ventures, as I mentioned.
Thank you. Okay, any other, Daphne?
Just what format, like for me, I'm absolutely interested in learning more how to use the library online. Never have. Do you
Okay.
just want to send you a text and email? How do you
Yeah,
want us to?
so we can schedule that. What time and day is good for you? I should ask that anyway, because I don't know if this is a convenient time.
About how long do you think it'll take?
I would like to join that as well, if
Okay,
possible.
good. All right, so I'll send out a few different times for people to choose.
Okay.
But if you can give me an idea of what day and what day is good, or is it better like on a Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern time, or
Yeah.
Saturday better, Sunday afternoon? It doesn't. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Daphne.
Evenings tend to be better. I mean, we have sports at night, but same thing. I can go to the hockey rink or soccer, wherever, and pull up a call and do it. So I'm pretty flexible. During the day is a little more challenging because of my job, but I could take an hour vacation and do it. So I'm flexible because I really need to learn this.
Okay, good, perfect. Okay, I'll send out some options, and then based on how many people choose, we'll make a decision on that.
Thank you.
Good, sure. It'll help. I won't be able to do it before the articles due. Oh, no, we can. We can probably figure out a time next week. Okay. Okay, good.
You said that's for going over what now? The library?
To go over the library, how to use the library. So you can use it to your advantage. Okay, good. Anything else? I can tell you that I'm looking at you guys and, oh, let me take a picture. I'm so amazed at your experience. I think we have a great class this semester. And I'm looking forward. Oh, wait, let me take my glasses off. You guys want to like take your glasses off or smile? I'll put it in the news item. So if you think of anything, like if you want to meet about something, so we'll meet and talk about the library and how to use that more effectively. And I'll do that quickly so you can, in the meantime, look for stuff for your article. And then we'll need to meet before the simulation starts and after the simulation. And then we usually the last week meet and just kind of talk about the class and how your experience was. Okay. But I look at you guys have so much great experience. I'm so honored that you guys are in the class. We're going to have a great term. So just let me know if you have any questions, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You
too.
too.
You too.
You as well.
Thanks.